Once again, I invite you to turn to John's Gospel in chapter 11 if you want the whole of the story that I'm going to speak about today. This is the story of Jesus and Lazarus. You remember that the sisters had called Jesus to say, "Our brother is ill," and Jesus delayed in answering their call. On arriving, Jesus found that Lazarus had been in the tomb for 4 days already. Bethany is only about 2 miles from Jerusalem, and many Jews had come to Martha and Mary to sympathize with them over their brother. When Martha heard that Jesus had come, she went to meet him. Mary remained sitting in the house. Martha said to Jesus, "If you had been here, my brother would not have died. But I know that even now, whatever you ask of God, he will grant you." "Your brother," said Jesus, "will rise again." Martha said, "I know he will rise at the resurrection on the last day." Jesus said, "I am the resurrection. If anyone believes in me, even though he dies, he will live. And whoever lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this?" "Yes, Lord," she said. "I believe that you are the Christ, the Son of God, the one who was to come into this world." And the story goes on where Jesus goes to the tomb and he calls to Lazarus. He tells the people first to roll back the stone, then he calls Lazarus and he says, "Unbind him, let him go free." That is one of the tasks of ourselves as Christians in this world, to unbind people, to let them go free. However, and there is a however in this, for me anyway, this presupposes I have faith in God and belief in Jesus. Sometimes that faith and that belief feels a little weak, or even a lot weak. But God understands that, and we only have to reach out again, and God's there. Our faith in God in times of trouble will help us get through. I remember spending an evening with my mother not long after my father had died, and we were talking about Dad not being there anymore and what did all this mean. And my mum said to me, "How do people manage if they haven't got any faith?" I thought this was a great statement coming from an 85-year-old who had come into the church as an adult and who had always loved God and served God in caring for our family. Every one of us has the opportunity to do that, and every one of us can help unbind people and let them go free. Of course, one of the people we have to unbind is ourselves. What's going on in my life that needs to be unbound so I can go free? Because all sorts of things tie us up in knots and cause us to not be the person we are called to be. The great Saint Augustine said, "The glory of God is the person fully alive." And if we're not fully alive, the glory of God is not being shown. I'm sure that after Jesus raised Lazarus, that whole family were absolutely magnificent in their joy and their testimony to others. Let's pray that we will have the faith of those gospel men and women, the faith of Martha and Mary, who believed in the resurrection on the last day and that Jesus was there to help them, and the faith of Peter, who struggled at first, but who eventually was able to say yes. Peace be with you.